we can begin to bring ourselves onto our mats. Today's centering thought is going to be self-esteem. Self-esteem. So easy to compare ourselves, to judge ourselves, to make ourselves less because we can see someone else potentially doing more. But to really come into our own today, stretching our arms up, stretching into the side body, we'll just free ourselves from any need to be self-critical, judgmental, letting go of any story that is undeserving of your divinity. Dropping our arms, we'll wave them around, move some air, feel this air that you're moving, that you're breathing, that you're a part of, bringing the attention completely to the breath. Sink the hands low, connecting them together. Beginning our practice of a big inhale. Reach up, connect above, gaze upwards. Release, dropping the hands down below. Completing the first cycle. We'll do 3 more. All of these movements comes in 4s. All of them really trying to focus on the breath as you move through every movement. Almost like using the body as a pump. Acknowledge and honor wherever your body is in this moment. Again, talking about self-esteem. We won't judge ourselves for being one way or another, but we'll honor ourselves for just showing up. Completing 4 cycles. We'll reach up, connect above, bend the knees, tilt the hips, float the hands down to the earth, squeezing all the air out, fold deep. Inhale, send the palms back up. Connect above, completing the first cycle, doing 3 more. Completing 4 full cycles, coming into the forward fold. We'll stay here for 4 full breaths. Seeing our body as a filter, energy flowing into our feet, through the legs, up to the hips. And as soon as it reaches the hips, it starts to rush down like a river, falling to the ground, through the arms, into the earth. Asking ourselves with the centering thought today, self-esteem, how are we changing this energy? Do we believe in ourselves and our abilities? Or is there something that needs to be changed, needs to be seen? Release, folding deeper still. Begin to inhale, send the palms back up, connect above, gathering energy, bring it down into the heart. Noticing. Feeling the feet on the ground, the heartbeat, the flow of breath. Almost taking a bookmark, a note with this pose. And as we come back to it, we'll reflect, feeling what has changed. Release. Stepping to the front of the mat. Arms to the sides as you squeeze the air out. Inhale them back up high. Connect above, bend the knees, tilt the hips, floating the hands to the earth. Connecting both, we'll step one of our feet back, stacking our front knee over our front ankle. We'll inhale our palms up into a warrior 1. Release, melting over the front knee. Connect to the earth, surrender. Completing the first cycle, we'll do 3 more. completing 4 full cycles, connecting to the earth. Step the back foot to meet the front, stepping the other foot back and straight. Stack the front knee over the front ankle again. Balance, doing 4 on this side. Again, coming back to the centering thought, self-esteem. Noticing how you can be the warrior, strong, and you can be the surrenderer, weak. Yet here you are, somewhere in between. Acknowledge that it's always a flow and that you are capable of choosing. Release. Stepping the back foot to meet the front. In this forward fold, we'll stay. Lengthening, inhale once. Exhale, fold deeper still. Inhale, sending the palms back up. Connect them above. Exhale, bring them to the heart. Noticing. Heartbeat, urgency of breath. The earth underneath our feet. Feel the self-esteem growing. Proud of ourselves for practicing in this very moment. We'll release. Beginning to step our feet wide. Arms out to the sides into a T. Inhale, expand. Beginning to release. Tilt and twist, opposing hand to opposing foot. Other hand up to the sky, gaze upwards. Inhale, out of the twist. Exhale as you twist to the other side. Completing a cycle. We'll do 3 more. I feel this pose is potentially the one that can touch on our self-esteem the most. Potentially judging ourselves for not being one way or another. Take another moment to acknowledge that we're human beings doing poses. That we're not forcing ourselves into poses as human beings. Wherever we are in our practice, honor yourself. See yourself as divine and whole. Completing our 4 full cycles. We'll begin to inhale, sending both arms up to the sky, connect them above, beginning to release the air, tilt at the hips, float the hands down to the earth. Option to point the toes closer to the hands for extra mobility. Sink low. 4 full breaths here. Thanking Magaya. Thinking for a moment, if our entire earth would have a self-esteem, you think Mama Gaia gets shy? You think she stops showing up because she feels unworthy? I don't think so. She has been here for us every single day of our lives. So supportive, so divine. Release as you squeeze even deeper still. Completing our 4 cycles, we'll reach back up, stepping the feet underneath the hips as you bring the hands to the heart. One last time in the sacred pose, honoring our world from a place of gratitude, feeling this moment, feeling our growth actively becoming more capable as beings within our self-esteem. Release, stepping to the front of the mat once again. Arms to the sides, you squeeze the air out. Inhale, send them back up high. Connect above, bend the knees, tilt the hips, touching the hands to the ground. This time, we'll step both feet back, sending our hips up high as we squeeze out all the air. Beginning to inhale, slowly and surely, drop the knees to the floor, drop the belly low as you gaze up to the sky. Release, round the spine, pushing the hips back as you push the air out. Setting up to do 3 more cows. Completing our 4 full cycles. We'll bring ourselves a little bit back on our mat. Knees wide, big toes connected together. We'll sit back on our feet as we send our palms far out in front of us, bringing the forehead to the ground. A child's pose. Having talked about self-esteem as our centering thought today, consider the childlike energy. We had no self-esteem issues when we were babies because we haven't learned how to compare ourselves, how to judge ourselves, how to be critical. I'm not saying that these things are necessarily always bad, but taking this moment to let go of it. Just embracing this moment. Embracing yourself as whole and complete. Big inhale and then release. Beginning to imagine the moon above our heads. With our next inhale, we'll stand up on our knees, gathering our palms around that moon energy. We'll bring it down into the earth, into that child's pose for a moment before we inhale into a plank to the front of the mat. Release the air as you release the weight. Inhale, arching the back up into a mini cobra, keeping the fingertips light. Release. Push yourself up and back into that initial child's pose. Setting up for 3 more. Make it your own. Completing 4 full cycles. We'll find ourselves back in that starting child's pose. Taking a moment to connect with the outside world. Having connected with our inner world, our inner child, we'll see ourselves as extensions of the earth. the entirety of our planet extending out from this moment, from your forehead going all the way around, touching every little cat, little dog, little butterfly, flower, mountainside, river, family member, all of it coming right back to this moment, to you as an essential part of it. See yourself and then release. Beginning to bring ourselves to our backs. Squeeze the air out as you sink down to the ground. Feeling Mama Gaia support you like a baby being held in her arms. Before we inhale, stacking our knees nice and high, feet off the ground, fingertips lightly on the knees, squeezing the air out. We'll begin our final few cycles of an inhale. Feet up to the sky, arms above the head, point the toes to the face as you drive the hips down. Release. Bring the knees back to that neutral position. Inhale, stacking the feet close to the hips, arms above the head, send the hips up high. Squeeze the air out as you drop the weight, completing the first cycle. We'll do 3 more. Option to modify your bridge with a wheel pose, if that serves you. Completing 4 full cycles. Begin to squeeze out all the air. Inhale, send both palms, both legs up to the sky. See them in your field of vision, and then slowly, with the air, release them. As soon as you touch the ground, let everything out. Melt for a moment. having found some calm, potentially some self-esteem, we'll bring ourselves back into this moment, into the body, into the breath. Inhale, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles like casting spells into the universe. Sending the arms to the sides into a T, shoulders on the ground, stack the knees high, then drop them to one side, and then to the other. Twisting the spine, release any residual tension. Completing a few twists. We'll bring our knees close to the chest, squeezing the air out, feeling our self-created restriction. We'll break out, stretching ourselves out wide and long. With a big inhale, feel this expansive energy. And then release. Out of anything and everything you could have chosen to do, you chose you. To practice yoga, to unite with self. Rub your hands together, create some heat. And if there's any part of your body calling for some attention, for some healing energy, place the hands on that body part. Knowing we have this divine ability to heal ourselves, we'll believe that with time and patience, this will be no exception. Completing our practice by coming into a fetal position. Seated is also okay if that serves you. We'll take a moment, softly breathe, noticing the body, the breath, the life that we call our own, the environment within which we live. Knowing it's so much easier to show up for everything else when we start by showing up for ourselves. Thank you, dear friends, for showing up with me. It was a dear pleasure practicing. I hope to see you again soon.